Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg. So the trailer for The Mandalorian Season 2 finally dropped yesterday and we can all take a deep breath. I've been doing updates for the last few weeks and finally all of this build up has come to its conclusion with a trailer. Hopefully we'll get a few other TV spots to give us more insight into what Season 2 is about. There wasn't too much in the trailer we got the first trailer. We saw some Gamorreans, we saw the hooded figure who everyone assumes is Sabine Wren, and we got Mando, we got a few new worlds, we got potentially Corellia. But in today's video, I want to talk about Sabine Wren because that is the character everyone assumes is the cloaked figure. And the reason I say assumes is it's not been confirmed, and a lot of Star Wars forums online and YouTubers have been saying we have no proof this is Sabine Wren until they prove it. We know it is Sasha Banks who will be playing Sabine Wren according to IMDb, but she could also be playing a different character, and you'll find out why. But this video just helps to explain to those who don't know much about her how she will appear in Season 2 of The Mandalorian and who she is, her backstory, and to some extent why she's important in Season 2 of The Mandalorian when it drops on Disney Plus on October 30th. Allow me to start by saying I loved the trailer yesterday, and I did make a slight mistake because just like everyone else, my first thought when I saw the hooded figure is that, oh, it's Ahsoka, but obviously that's not the case because the hooded figure was clearly a human being. But it did look like Rosario Dawson, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know as much about Sasha Banks as I do Rosario. So let's get into it and let's talk about Sabine Wren. So Sasha Banks is introduced halfway through the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer. The armorer, who was the narrator, played by Emily Swallow, tells Jaren, Mando, that the child has to be reunited with his people, the Jedi, who are the traditional nemesis of the Mandalorian. We know this if you know enough about Rebels in the Clone Wars, that Mandalorians saw Jedi as sorcerers. We even get that in the trailer. So on the words Jedi, we do actually get the cameo of the hooded figure. We see Sasha Banks hooded on the word Jedi. I don't know how significant this is, but in my mind, Lucasfilm wouldn't just put that in for absolutely no reason. So we see her cloaked in black for the first time. She's spying on the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, while Mando scoffs at the idea of giving his little buddy to a quote-unquote race of enemy sorcerers. So we then see Banks' character disappear into the ether. The obvious implication is that Banks could be playing a Force-sensitive character. She might be a Jedi trained in the early days of Luke Skywalker's attempt to bring back the Order. She might be a Sith or a Night Sister. Again, these are speculations if she's not Sabine Wren, but she may even be an apprentice of Ahsoka Tano if she is at all to be connected with Ahsoka, though she could also be Sabine Wren. So let's talk a bit more about Sabine Wren. Now that we've got that character we saw out of the way, let's just, for all intents and purposes, claim that it's Sabine at this point with a question mark because we're not sure. So who is Sabine Wren and why is she important for Season 2 of The Mandalorian? So first of all, Sabine Wren was a Mandalorian character who was introduced in Star Wars Rebels. However, she's nothing like the stoic Mandalorians we've met before. She's a creative soul, a graffiti artist, an ardent warrior for liberty. But what you really need to know about her before watching The Mandalorian Season 2 is where we last left her off. So we last saw her at the end of Star Wars Rebels, where she was going off with Ahsoka Tano to search for their Jedi friend Ezra Bridger, and it's really sad that we didn't see him in the trailer, but I really hope they include him. I mean, they can't not include him if they're going to include Sabine Wren. And there was also a whole subplot about looking for the Darksaber, the weapon we know was in Giancarlo Esposito's character Moff Gideon's hand at the end of Season 1. So let's make no mistake that The Mandalorian Season 2 is going to tie in Rebels with Mando. Thematically speaking, Sabine Wren would be the perfect bridge character connecting the Jedi-weary Mandalorian to Baby Yoda's quote-unquote people. She understands both cultures and can convince Mando that Force users are all bad. If we're looking at the timeline-wise, Sabine Wren would likely be in her early to mid-20s during the events of The Mandalorian because she was quite young in Rebels, and so she is the same age as the actress who plays her, Sasha Banks. Not to mention that Banks has also more than a passing resemblance to the animated character, so that's obviously very helpful, and that's why a lot of speculation has been that the person we saw in the trailer yesterday was indeed Sabine Wren. And we already know that The Mandalorian Season 2 will not only feature Ahsoka in the flesh, but other animated characters like Mandalorian warrior Bo-Katan, and I've made a whole video about her backstory, so do please check that out, and she's going to be played by Katie Sackhoff. There's also a strong chance that Tamara Morrison isn't just coming back to play Boba Fett, but also Captain Rex. I mean, it only makes logical sense that they'd use them for both in light of the Clone Wars. Given all this, it's not a leap to suggest that Sabine Wren could have been part of the story as well. So as far as we know, Sabine Wren isn't a Force user, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Banks is playing one either. Sabine Wren also is known for her colourful Mandalorian armour and her, devilishly purple hair and all of that. So This could be hidden under the black cloak. Maybe they were doing that deliberately so that, you know, they could keep us teased. We all know how much Lucasfilm love teasing the hell out of us, so of course they were going to do that, and of course they weren't going to show Boba Fett or Ahsoka. So back to Sabine Wren. Sasha Banks could be playing anyone in The Mandalorian Season 2, but it's not a wild guess to suggest that it will be Sabine Wren. So like I say, I think her role in Season 2 is going to be more aligned with finding Baby Yoda's people, because she understands the Force users, because she knew Ahsoka Tano, and she understands very well Mandalorians, and this could be an important plot point in linking these two who have been nemesis for, you know, as long as people knew. So Mandalorians had this terrible view of Jedi, seeing them as sorcerers and evildoers. So let's just see how it plays out. I'm Star Wars Meg, and I really hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment what you want down below within reason, and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you next time.